Joined by TSN Next Gen Hockey Analyst Extraordinaire. He is Frankie Corrado. Frankie, great to see you, buddy. Rangers, I'm watching this game on Sunday afternoon against the Canes. I'm like, this series might be more physical than I ever expected between these two teams. It was pretty rough and contentious out there, but the Rangers get it done. They improved to 5-0 in the postseason. In your mind, at this point, are they as much of a Stanley Cup contender as anybody left in the playoffs?
Absolutely, Jay. And they may have answered a lot of the naysayers with their play so far in the playoffs. And I get it. They played against the Washington Capitals. They were never going to put up a big fight. But a statement game like that against the Carolina Hurricanes, where the power play goes 2 for 2, where the star players look really good, where Shesterkin makes a lot of key saves throughout the course of that game. And listen, it got a little close in the end there, but really the big takeaway from this game is that the New York Rangers, they play fast, they play up-tempo, they play in your face, and they're going to go toe-to-toe with the Carolina Hurricanes. And if they can get a 2-0 series lead against Carolina, going back to Carolina, they are going to make everyone aware that this team is for real, if you didn't think that already. Now, the New York Rangers in the past, Jay, have probably been a little bit of a victim of wanting to play a run-and-gun style of game, trading chances, not being able to lock things down. Like, that was the issue with the Rangers last year, and it was going to be so important for them to rectify that and look different this year. They played the up-tempo game. They still play with a lot of speed, but they've made it more difficult for teams to get through their neutral zone. They've been a little more diligent in their own zone, and their goaltender's playing great. So the New York Rangers are just as much of a Stanley Cup contender as the Dallas Stars, as the Colorado Avalanche, as the Florida Panthers. They're right there in that tier 1A of legit contenders.
Yeah, there's no doubt. And that power play is absolutely lethal. You mentioned Dallas. They move on. They eliminate Las Vegas. And Frankie, that sound you hear is other NHL executives cheering, other hockey fans cheering. Our friend Todd Furman, our sports betting expert, Las Vegas season ticket holder, crying. Let's be honest, nobody's crying for Vegas, but ultimately, why did Vegas not be able to get past this really impressive Dallas Stars team? It was a great series, but in the end, Dallas was the better team.
Well, it's because, Jay, they had to play against the Dallas Stars. Like, really, that's where the demise of the Vegas Golden Knights lies. Go back to the regular season where they were decimated by injuries, the same injuries that allowed them to go out at the deadline and add Thomas Hertl and bring in Noah Hannafin. But in February, they go 4-5-1. In April, they're a 500 team. They go 4-4. And ultimately, that's the difference, and that's what puts them in the spot where they have to play the Dallas Stars. And once you get into that series, you know it's going to be a fight because Dallas is a really good team. They are built to win from top to bottom. They have 4 lines that can go out there and score goals. Their defense has been so much better since adding Chris Tanev. And in a lot of series, the Dallas Stars are going to find a way to win the goaltending matchup because of what Jake Ottinger can do. Now, for Vegas, they were banking on the fact that even though they dropped those games in the regular season, having those reinforcements like Mark Stone come back was going to help them get past the Dallas Stars. That was a gamble. Just like in Vegas, Jay, you roll the dice a little bit. The Vegas Golden Knights rolled the dice that they were going to be able to win as the 8th seed. Ultimately, they weren't able to do that because of what happened in the regular season. They could have gone anyway against the Dallas Stars, but the Dallas Stars were a very good team, and they found a way to win.
Las Vegas, this playoff version of Las Vegas in the first round, Frankie, would have been $11 million over the cap in the regular season. And you mentioned how great Dallas has been. And you mentioned the 4 lines. People have been talking about this all year long, how this team can roll 4 lines. But now you take on Colorado. This is a different beast because the Avs look just incredible against Winnipeg. Who do you like in round 2 between Dallas and Colorado?
Hesitantly, Jay, I'm going to stick with my pick of the Dallas Stars coming out of the Central that I went into the playoffs with. Now, probably my opinion should be swayed a little bit by the success that the Colorado Avalanche had in the first round against the Winnipeg Jets, where they were absolutely dominant. And their goaltender outside of game 1 didn't look like a problem at all. But I'm not going to jump ship, Jay. I'm not going to let one series sway me one way or another. I was with the Dallas Stars going into the playoffs, and I'm going to roll with the Dallas Stars after the first round. just think the way that this team plays and the fact that they've been in this situation, not that Colorado hasn't, but it seems like they're this team that's been knocking on the door for so long, and it's about time that they break through. And Wyatt Johnston has been such a revelation for this team. You talk about players that can really find a way to manufacture offense that maybe might get favorable matchups because other players like Rope Hintz might have to eat some of the hard matchups. Like, there's a lot going for this Dallas Stars team. Not that there isn't for the Colorado Avalanche. Like, they were really, really impressive, but maybe this Stars team is able to get to Georgiev the way that the Winnipeg Jets weren't outside of Game 1. And maybe Jake Ottinger can steal you a couple along the way. I don't expect Dallas to run away with it. I expect this to go the distance, but in a 7-game series where all these things are happening at the same time, I'm going to stick with the Dallas Stars.
So for the second year in a row, Frankie, the defending Stanley Cup champion eliminated in the first round. This year, Dallas by Vegas. Last year, the Colorado Avalanche by Seattle.